Stacy Johnson. I'm the aquatic supervisor here for the Schaumburg Park District, and we're here at the volunteer reception. And there are so many volunteers here. We've got volunteers that volunteer at the farm. They volunteer at special events. They volunteer at golf, audio. There are just so many different things you can volunteer for. So if you have a special talent and you're wondering how you can volunteer, just come take a look at all these people here and let's get to know them. Hi, girls. What's your name?
Renata Riccabon.
Renata, and what's your name?
Lynn?
Lynn. Okay, so we're here at the volunteer reception. Where do you guys like to volunteer?
Spring Valley.
Spring Valley, the farm.
The farm and Spring Valley. Oh my goodness. So what made you guys want to come out and volunteer?
I started volunteering before we had any employees at Spring Valley. I started with the Spring Valley Nature Club back in 1975.
Wow, so you've been here quite a while. And how about you?
I started back in the 80s, but then dropped out and came back in 2000. And I just enjoyed it back then. And then when I moved back to Schaumburg, I decided I wanted to get involved with these great people working outdoors, with, and interpreting. It was fun.
The farm and Spring Valley are fantastic. Well, so what kind of things do we do out there?
I do a lot of the conservation. I just helped with the prairie burn. I also work with school groups. I help with the camp groups. I work the festivals, and I help with handicrafters making things to sell at the farm store.
Wow, it sounds like she does it all. And what do you like to do out there?
I do festivals also. I started back then as an interpreter, so I had my long dress and everything, but I haven't done it lately, but I work in the kitchen sometimes, and I love children's games and crafts, and I do special events like Lynn, and conservation, help with conservation also.
Wow, that sounds like so much fun. Are you sure you guys going to keep volunteering, coming out, and doing other things? Think we're going to branch out into other areas, or is the farm where it's at?
I do every area of Spring Valley.
Every area of Spring Valley?
Yes, I help with also when we have different activities, we help set up, so yeah, we do that. But it's, I just don't work with the animals. That's the only thing I don't do.
No animals right
No
now.
animals.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you girls so much for volunteering and talking to me, and I hope you have a great night.
Oh.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Kamaya.
Hi, Kamaya. What's your name?
I'm Sneha.
And so what made you guys come out and volunteer?
Well, I really like meeting new people, and volunteering sounds like a really fun way to just engage with people and find out more about them and make new friends.
And what makes you want to volunteer?
Well, I'm naturally an extroverted person, so for me, like, being involved in stuff is probably like my biggest forte. So doing all this with like little kids, older people, and it's just a lot of fun, especially since I can do it with one of my best friends.
You girls, I'm just noticing, are a little bit younger than some of the crowd here. So what areas do you guys like to volunteer in?
Every area we can find, basically. Any events related to kids or any adults event, we just love volunteering everywhere.
Essentially, our one that we did latest, at least I did latest, was the father and son sports event. So we tend to really like those types of events. We do things that range from little kids to older, and especially the daddy-daughter is one of our favorites.
Yes, the daddy-daughter is one of our favorites. To see little girls in their dresses and fathers coming out to spend time with their daughters. It's so cute.
Oh, so are you guys going to do the Bunny Bash next?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we will be there.
Bunny Bash. We're going to plug the Bunny Bash right now. All right. Well, I hope you girls continue to volunteer, and it's great to have you here. Hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Hi, I hear you're Kathleen, and you're in charge of all the recreation volunteers. Is that correct?
Yes, that is me.
That is you. So what does it mean to have all these volunteers helping us out?
You know, volunteers really are an asset to the Park District. We could not do what we do without them. I'm in charge of all the special events for the rec department, and so many of our events have lots of crafts and games and everything like that. And we just don't have enough part-time staff or, funds in those specific accounts to really make it work. So we really heavily depend on the volunteers. And plus, they're just great, and you can learn so much from them too. We have all sorts of volunteers. We have young people who are in high school, maybe they're looking for something fun to do, some hours for community service, and then we have people who could be my grandpa, grandmas and grandpas, and they have such a wealth of knowledge all the time, and it's awesome to be able to work with them at every event.
So how do you become a volunteer? Like, what if somebody's watching this and they're like, wow, I really want to volunteer at some of these events? How do they go about doing that?
Yeah, we get new volunteers all the time. So the best way to do it is to go on our website, which is parkfund.com, and you would find the volunteer application there. You'd fill it out, and then you can submit it at the front desk of the CRC. Then I would get the volunteer application, and I would call you up, usually I email, and I say, hey, I see you're interested in volunteering. Would you be able to come in for a quick orientation? And we'll talk about what volunteering entails. You know, make sure it's really the right fit for you and for us, because, you know, it might not be the best thing. You may be expecting something different or want to do something different, and maybe volunteering at a special event with 1,000 people is something that's a little overwhelming and daunting. But maybe, you know, helping out at the farm and working with livestock, that might be more interesting to you. So we kind of talk about the different opportunities here, and then we let you kind of pick and choose what you want to do. So that's kind of how it goes, and then we just put you on the list from there.
Sounds like a fun, easy process. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey, I would love to go see some of these events and help out, well, just go ahead and fill out that form and we're going to get you started. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Flo.
Hi, Flo. So I hear you're here at the volunteer reception. Where do you like to volunteer?
Well, my husband volunteers for the golf league, and
The
I
golf
come
league.
with him.
So
Yes.
what do they do with the golf league for volunteering?
He does the scoring and whatever. I don't know exactly what he does, but he's been doing it for many years.
And she's here supporting him. And she has something special here she'd like to show us.
Yes, the night of the election, when let's see, Mayor Mayor Larson was congratulating Mayor Daley. I'm over here in the corner, but I was an election judge for 14 hours, and this is not my best picture. But I made the front page of the Daily Herald.
Hi, what's your name?
Kathy Stephenson.
Well, hello, Kathy. So at this volunteer reception for you guys, and what area do you volunteer in?
I actually volunteer for the Senior League Golf.
The Senior League Golf. So what do you do in the Senior League Golf?
I'm the banquet chairman.
Ooh, so she gets to you get to play in big banquets and
Yes, and we have our banquet here in this exact room, and it's amazing. It's very, very good.
I do love food. Everybody knows that. So what other kinds of things do you do, and what makes you want to volunteer?
Well, I think it's always important to give back to the community, and I can't think of a better community. We've lived here for 30 years, and I think it's amazing. Park District, bar none, the best.
We are pretty fabulous, aren't we?
We're very happy to see everyone here tonight. We're very appreciative of your work that you do for our Park District. I wanted to share a quote from Winston Churchill that I really like on volunteering. Winston Churchill said, "You make a living by what you get, you make a life by what you give." And I think that's really a great way to reflect upon volunteerism. You know, we all have our day-to-day things that we need to do as far as a job goes, and maybe some of us are retired in this room. Anybody retired in this room? Just a couple of you were. But either way, whether you're retired or not, you know, a lot of times life is what you do and what you enjoy doing and what you want to give back. And we appreciate you guys that you choose the Schaumburg Park District to give back.
Wow, I never knew there were so many things you could volunteer for. There's golf, audio. I didn't know there was an audio thing. So it's very exciting. So I'm thinking that everybody needs to think about what you're really good at, volunteer for something, just one little thing, and it'll make all the programs so much better. So take time for some fun and come on out and volunteer with us.